Hello, everyone. It is the final countdown to the holidays, to the year end, to all the things that generally stress us out during late stage capitalism. Oh, my friends, how are you feeling? How are you being, dear readers? Welcome to the week of December 15th. So, normally I share these kinds of cosmic reports in the Astro Tribe that I am trying to kick off and continue through 2026. So, this pod is just a simple audio recording to capture some of the transits for this week. Let's dive into it. This is an ending week. It is layered, it is symbolic, and it is potent, guys. Listen up. We are closing a lunar cycle. We are welcoming a new one with the new moon coming on Friday and into Saturday, depending on where you are in the world. We are closing one season and crossing the solstice on Sunday, and we are closing out a solar season under Sagittarius while we're starting a new one under Capricorn. In the northern hemisphere, where I am, the winter solstice is the darkest point of the year, the least amount of light to live by. And like the new moon, it's also a turning point. So that's the assignment for this week. We are here to take note of these seasonal bumps that link us to our planet's evolution and nudge us along the line of self-development if you're using astrology and the cycles of the moon for that. So this is not a week to push forward, though I get the instinct to do that because, end of the year rush. It is a week, though, for stillness, silence, and intentional retreat, however that looks for you. So you're going to find these short moments where you're allowed to press pause, perhaps adopt a daily posture of observing, like commit to go people watch for like 15 minutes out of your day and see if you can find a place to silence your inner dialogue while you're observing your surroundings. The solstices are always seed planting moments. And with the winter solstice, the sun's light increases day by day. So too can our intentions, right? If we are clear enough to name them and be specific about them. And let's be honest here, there is a collective burnout currently. 2025 was definitely a game-changing year, and yes, the game has changed dramatically. So many of us are now painfully aware of the systems that we're living inside and the stakes that we're living with and the rules that we didn't agree to. And no, we didn't consent to this future. But this year was not only horrific, it was also historic in its moments of solidarity. There were actual real victories that we should take notice of. There was momentum gained. Conversations did shift and inertia was broken. People showed up for each other, for justice, for truth, even when it was costly. I appreciate looking back into the spring and the summer and even in the fall with the amount of demonstrations that were held worldwide in countries all across the planet. But we are not out of the woods yet. We are not where we want to be, but we are definitely in a better place than where we were just this time last year. At least we have a little bit more clarity, right? So this week asks us to look clearly at that, to release these voices of the internal and the external that dismiss the labor of the heart, that belittle collective effort, and that reduce real progress to cynicism. Let's not throw this out the door. Let's make acknowledgement to what actually has been successful and we've made progress on. What we do now matters because we are part of a long lineage of people who simply refuse to disappear quietly. And we are here for such a short moment, an instance of time. And what are we doing with that? So this week, meditate, get quiet, observe, reflect, and think about your year. What has worked for you personally and collectively? What breakthroughs have you experienced? What has shifted? What are you ready to recommit to? Not in theory, but like actual practice. This is a week for moving through the dark with intention and with purpose. Let insights arise while you're doing mundane things like washing dishes, folding laundry, showering, brushing your teeth, walking. Try not to analyze. Don't judge. Just notice. Just observe. And if you can, clear out some physical space, like a drawer or a cupboard or a closet, or even like your workspace, especially moving into the year end. Let the inner and the outer mirror reflect each other. Practice gratitude, not abstract gratitude, but name specifics. Name people, places, things, moments that carried you through 2025. Reach out to those people. Send them love. Send them gratitude. I'm working on doing that this week myself. And please do not try to fill every moment up until the year ends calendar. Yes, there's still things that need doing, and the end of the year pressure is super real. But the medicine lives in the in-between spaces. Those liminal spaces hold so much power, you know. And ask yourself gently, what am I making room for? What am I dedicating myself to? What seed do I want to plant for the next solar cycle? On Sunday, the solstice, you're going to name it. Not the whole year, but just like a goal, maybe just one, maybe two, three, for the next 12 weeks, from this solstice to the next equinox that comes in March. What do you value enough to place on the altar of your days, or better, even on the altar of your life? And then celebrate. Take some time before the year end to celebrate, even if it's a small moment. Invite a friend or two, share food and drink, bring in the laughter, the lights, the warmth, the joy to ring in the darkest period of the year. And this is how humans have marked survival, hope, and continuity for most of our history. That is truly something that we can celebrate. The light returns, and so do we. I'm sending everyone good hope, harmony, blessings, and a little bit of magic for your weekend of the new moon and the solstice ahead. Happy Capricorn season to those who have birthdays that we're celebrating in the coming month. And take care. Rest well.